that's all. So does that make sense? Any questions so far? And take a quick pause.
What is your favorite gem to use for testing?
It depends on what I am doing, but I am a big fan of Cucumber for doing full stack tests, like integration type tests. You know, like when I go to the website and fill out the login form and push sign in, then I go to, you know, the dashboard page. It says, "Hi, welcome to your web app." You know, like that kind of stuff, like the actual integration with the web app. So those tools are really, really helpful. I just like the way that it basically lets you like write out like poems almost. Like it's just a really funny way of like writing tests. Like you write out in English what you want it to do, and then you run your test suite, and it basically like tells you what you need to do to make the app work. So you write no code first. All you do is write an outline in English, like a paragraph basically, and just describing what the system should do. And then the framework itself like prompts you and tells you what the next steps are. It's like, you know, create a step for like when I sign in. Then you program like what signing in is in your app. You know, like go to like sign in path, you know, fill in, you know, username with like my name, fill in, you know, check remember me, like submit form. Then it'll handle all that and then take you to the next step. But it basically keeps you from coding first, and then it gets you to basically write the spec and like figure out what you're trying to do like before you get too buried in the code. And that's called behavior-driven development, or BDD. The other one is RSpec. I just like that one more than the built-in testing framework. That's just my preference, but I use that for unit testing, like specific Ruby classes. You know, controllers and models and all the methods therein. So before I get into this, I was going to talk a little bit about our actual hiring process. Are we doing good on time?
You're at about 30 minutes.
Okay. So this section's pretty quick, so I'll probably breeze right through it. So at LD Studios, we use a technique called top grading. It has been around for a while. It's not specific to programming, but it is a technique that is used to identify the best job candidates for any job. It was started in the 90s by Dr. Brad Smart, and it provides a standard framework for the interviewing process. So if anyone has done lots of different interviews in this room, you will know that basically no interview you have ever done has been the same or even resembled the same type of interview. The interviewer like brings a lot of their own biases to the table, and this is the psychology background coming into play. We're trying to remove like all that from our own hiring process. You know, me not knowing what I'm doing necessarily sometimes. You know, I'm not an expert hirer. You know, I have my own biases and my own, you know, beliefs about how to hire someone, and those beliefs and biases might cause me to accidentally reject somebody who would have been a great person. So this basically provides a well-researched, like well-tested out way to do interviews, and it's very structured. It's basically the same process for every single candidate, like for every single job role, like specific questions. Everyone goes through the same thing.